Let's see if this is going to work. Can you hear us, Danny?
I can.
Yes.
Who said "haw"? Is that Tim or is that?
That was me. That was Tim. Yes.
Okay. All righty. Good morning.
Well,
Oh, that's exactly how I feel.
Well, thank you so much for calling in. We always are saying, like, how can we ever possibly top last year? You're calling in just topped last year.
Wow. Well, then you set the bar pretty low, I guess.
No.
Oh my gosh. Well, good morning, guys. This is it's typical that things go on in the TMBG universe, and the band members are the last ones to know about them. But Shelley was telling me just before this song ended that you guys have been doing this for like 5 years, and I'm glad that I finally am aware of it. But I think it's terrific.
Well, you said that somebody just tweeted to you that this is going on.
To me, I had just, I'm doing my morning routine here. I apologize if I'm scratchy because I haven't really spoken yet, but I was doing my morning routine and checking emails, and then I saw some notification on Twitter, and it was one of the fans saying, "Hey, this thing's going on at at KMSU or what is that the right call letters?
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
Yes,
you were actually here in March because the bus pulled into our back parking lot, and the Johns came out and joined us on the air for about an hour. So you were here, but maybe you were sleeping because they actually woke up both of them to come in.
Well, if it was morning, I no doubt was sleeping. But So what was I just going to say? What were we saying? 5 years and
that thanks to whoever it was that tweeted to you to let it go.
So they told me that the Johns were expected to call later in the day at some point. And this person was suggesting I call and ask for. I'm a paleontologist, which is, I don't need to do that, but that was nice of them to let me know that this was going on. So, so thank you guys. This is and 48 states have been covered, or 49 states you said.
49. We're looking for Wyoming right now.
All right, people in Wyoming. If you have any friends in all the other people that may be listening, call your friends in Wyoming if anybody knows anybody there.
That's right.
And tell them to get on the horn and not be left out.
I know the Western folks are proud and independent, but come on.
Yeah, well, we had one of our crew members was actually from Wyoming originally, so he probably knows some people there. Yeah.
We've been doing shout-outs to people that we know live in Wyoming, and that's not working.
Well,
although I should
think
check.
49 out of 50 is pretty great.
I'm going to actually check the bottom of the list here and see if you actually were the magic to make this happen.
Oh, I don't know about that.
So, Danny, are you guys on a break right now from the tour? You're heading off to Australia pretty soon, right?
We are. Yes, we are heading off. We're starting to get all our emails and itinerary set up for the next tour. Yes, is Australia, and then we have a cruise where we're playing in San Juan, like very shortly, like a couple of days after we return from Australia. We're playing in San Juan. So that's what's going on now. We are on a little bit of a break tour-wise, but we're still finishing up this year's Dial-A-Song. So there's still a song a week that needs to have a video and needs to be uploaded to YouTube and that sort of thing. So it's never not busy.
It always seems like
we're just not touring right at the moment.
It always seems like break is a relative term for They Might Be Giants.
Yeah.
Well, and we've actually over the last couple of years that we've done this, we've asked them like what's going on, and they'll say we're doing all this. We're gonna just take some time off. Then we don't know how long it's gonna be, but it's probably gonna be a little long. It ends up being like a week.
Right.
And
and just also because the new packages just came out too. There's My Murdered Remains and more My Murdered Remains, and so there's
Son
lots
of Murdered
of music available. So it's a great organization to be part of for sure.
Yeah. And we've actually gotten quite a few requests off of the new albums too. And
you have? Okay.
Yeah.
Have you guys played the song Applause?
We have not played that yet, but I know we've got a request for it, so we'll probably at some point be playing it.
That was the one that I'm not on it. As part of why I could, I can ask for it and not be pushing my own agenda. But I love it, and it is from the new material. And John went into the studio with Marty one day and just as a three-piece, recorded a version of the song, and it's another one of the many, many, many great TMBG songs, but I really like it. And then if I can make another request.
Yeah.
And
you're in the band. You can do anything you want right now. You can say drop and give us 50 and we do push-ups.
All right, I'm taking over. I want to play all 4 of my children's records in a row. No. I would like to hear that there's a song on the Here Come the 1-2-3s, actually. It's from one of the children's records called One Everything.
Oh. Yep.
And
I was just railing about that album, actually. We tried to play Infinity, and they don't have the songs listed out of the number, so I played the Dozen Monkeys. So,
okay.
So, but and you want to hear?
A great tune. Yeah, that was by Dan Miller. That one. Yeah, that's a really great tune. But One Everything. It just it happens to be one of my favorite bass parts that I played on any of the recordings.
Oh, cool.
Even though it's a children's record, it's a very sort of bouncy. R&B influenced bass part, and so it's one of my personal favorites, and I just think it's another great John Linnell song. So
fantastic. Yeah. Well, I have to admit I don't own any of your children's albums that you've put out, but I totally should and probably will, because I'm surprised that we haven't gotten requests for it. Every year I find like the stuff I'm missing in my collection. But do you want to talk about the band that year? Because you're not only in They Might Be Giants.
Well, right. As all of us in the band do other, the John and John are pretty darn busy, but there's always side projects and things going on. Like, the Johns have released solo records over the years. Mm-hmm. And Marty and Dan Miller composed for films and for television. So if you think the band is busy just on the surface of what you're seeing, at the TMBG website, there's a lot more going on underneath, behind the curtains. But one of the side projects that I'm involved in is my children's music, which goes just under my name, Danny Weinkauf, just for simplicity's sake. But when we perform live, it's Danny Weinkauf and his Red Pants Band. And we've actually, and that started because of the name was chosen because of the TMBG fans. Years ago I happened to have a pair of red pants and wore them on stage, and people took notice and took photos and commented on the red pants. And then it got to the point where if I didn't wear the red pants, they would post about it online, saying, "Oh,
what's
Danny
wrong
didn't
with
wear
Danny?
his red pants tonight. What's the matter?" So it became a bit of a thing. So I went and bought 3 more pairs of red pants and started wearing them more often.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. So then when we started performing as a children's group, I was wearing the red pants because I have so many pairs, and the other members of the band were like, "Maybe we should all wear red pants. That might be fun." And I said, "Okay, if you're up for it, let's do it." So that, and then it just sort of morphed into that. So we all wear our red pants when we perform. But yeah, we've released 4 records. The most recent one came out just this November 2nd, so only just about a month ago.
Great.
That was the 4th one. It's called Inside I Shine, and they've done, they've got a nice critical response and lots of radio play, and it's really a fun thing for me to do on the side, and was definitely influenced by TMBG, working on the No album with them, our first children's record with They Might Be Giants, and then, later working on the 1-2-3s and the ABCs, and Here Comes Science, and writing I'm a Paleontologist. All of that absolutely influenced my decision to keep writing more children's music, and it just was so much fun to see the response of kids and families in the audiences when we would perform the songs. I was like, wow, I got to do this more. So I kept doing it, and it's a really fun side project.
One of the first times I saw the They Might Be Giants was at a children's bookstore, and so I got to see all these kids just geeking out over their music, and it's just infective to see that. You just want to get up and dance like a little kid.
Yeah,
enjoying
sure,
them.
Of course. And there's for me it's different. It's a different feeling to be the person that wrote the song, singing the song and delivering it, than it is as the bass player behind, backing the singer. I love to do that, and I have so much fun playing with TMBG as the bass player. But being able to get up to the mic and sing something that I wrote, and then see that people singing along in the audience, that to me was like just blew my mind. It just was such a great and it was sort of like a different experience than being on stage in any other way. So I wanted more of that. I needed that kind of drug. So, yeah.
Well, I really appreciate you calling in and joining us.
Well,
and
we certainly appreciate you guys, man.
We normally do this around James Ensor Day. That's what we've done in the past. But for a lot of, I was supposed to have knee surgery and all this crap that was going to go on, and so we had to push it back to a day that would work for my schedule.
Can you say that again? Knee surgery and all this crap.
Well, I was supposed to have a new knee, and then I fell down my basement steps and broke my back.
Say the word crap.
How did I say it, Minnesotan?
Crap. You said you said Minnesotan.
Well, I know that. Crap.
Excellent. I love it.
I could just hear the miscellaneous tea. They're probably saying, "I love their Minnesota accents." But we normally do this around James Ensor Day, so you're more than welcome to join us again next year when we do this, because it's just so much fun to be able to talk to you guys and tell you in person how much we love your music and literally we're getting so many requests that are coming in. It's so cool because we're kind of in flyover land. I mean, you were here and you were sleeping and you didn't even know it. And so it's just exciting for us to talk with people all over the world. I mean, to get a request from the Congo and from Brazil and
Antarctica.
Antarctica.
Yes.
It's crazy. So I'm so happy that we can do this. And I'm going to get to a rock block of Danny's songs.
All right.
Right after the top of the hour. So thanks for calling in, Danny.
Thanks, Danny.
Thank you.
Did we lose you,
we
Danny?
Lose him? We must. That might be him on the other line now. We must have lost him. Well, let's get to a rock block.
Let's get to that rock block.